solar ultraviolet imaging telescope. इसी क्रम में अगला है एसओ लो एनर्जी एक्सरे वर्णक्रम मापी है जो इसमें HEL1OX स्पेक्ट्रोमीटर है जो कि हार्ड एक्सरे वर्ण पार्टिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट। इसका सोलर पवन सौर पवन में भारी अल्फा पार्टिकल का विश्लेषण करना। एनालाइजर पैकेज फॉर आदित्य उपस्थित कणों में इलेक्ट्रॉन
from left to right we'll raise the... Okay guys, I want good full response center again
vehicle performance
पूरी तरह सामान्य सब है और यान अपनी उद्देश्य कक्षा की ओर बाहर इसरो व अन्य वैज्ञानिक संस्थान विजिबल एमिशन लाइन एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स बेंगलुरु द्वारा तैयार किया इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी सेंटर फॉर बेंगलुरु द्वारा निर्मित किए गए हैं। एस फिजिक्स लैबोरेटरी VSSC तिरुवनंतपुरम यह कोर्स हैं। इस मिशन से जुड़ी चर्चा में प्रश्नों के उत्तर देंगे और
we are in the low visibility region of the room where the key personnel will enlighten more on the payload discussion room.
Welcome. It has now set its eyes on this. Through back to back are like.
guys again from left to right. Okay. Right.
ग्राउंड स्टेशन से की
So my name is Aditya. It was so awesome. It feels and wow, what an experience it is. Yeah, it was my first experience. The crowd and everyone was cheering. Oh, Yeah, sure. What do you think about India's? Wow, this is going to be.
It is a really great experience. And the crowd and the cheering. It was a surreal experience for all of us. Goosebumps, and the ground was taking when the yeah, competition to space agencies like NASA. Looking forward for the next Gaganyaan mission. My name is Roshan. Wonderful. This is my first time. I've been waiting since 5 days to welcome you, and when the lift off, I can't forget. And we had a very crazy.
It's angry. Helps us through the mission.
First of all, let me multi-instrument and multi-direction wavelength because it works in X-rays. 7 experiments on board and in the sun direction, but also the sun becomes angry. One is solar flares, that means, but along with that, they are projected out in form of plasma for days to reach the Earth. To see the impact as coronal mass ejections as the action, but also perpendicular to ecliptic or in. The impact is that we need it is affecting the planet Earth and at point L-1, which is just 1%.
Behind this mission is very unique. The Earth and also on the heliosphere.
Thank you for having me on this show. Institute of Astrophysics, and we have delivered payloads on this mission. This is the coronagraph. So if you actually visible because it is using what is it detecting? It is the emission line. Because the corona is hot, the emission it's not absorbed. A total solar eclipse, all looking at the sun, all the sun as though it is always in total. For this instrument, this is going to see from the disk of the sun. No, it is because the sun of the sun. So you have but see only the corona. So this is challenging, but it is made. Planning to study using this instrument is the velocity by simple physics. Measure the velocity, you can measure how much matter is heliosphere. So it's overall, because the other PI will also be explaining. Particularly will give you a lot of information regarding.
Doctor, thank you very much. Dr. Gurgesh Tripati. Suit low for the from other telescopes like Hubble investigate using this?
Of the launch, and one of the payload is gone. Essentially, JW Hubble telescope, they are going to look at the in the universe, whereas it is going to look at one particular object side of the Sun-Earth line at the L-1 went on the other side of the Earth, which is now the scientist Aditya, as Professor how in general the sun's atmosphere is at various height, and coming and getting a atmosphere, and what kind of effect it also these explosions which are happening, how much effect it might have. Thank you.
Dr. Satish Thampi. Wins, and how does it impact?
For giving opportunity to come in. I want to tell to the viewers that actually the sun, to the mass of the solar system, 99%, and also this sun, thinking about the heliosphere, actually with this, we have been studying in decades, but what we were lacking actually a comprehensive. The first one is the radiation. Actually, my colleagues already talked about ground, but the plasma, what we call the space plasma, as well as the magnetic. If we study all, now we are getting the Indian soil, and we are making this up. ISRO and all my colleagues and my team here, this is the opportunity we got. Already they mentioned about the radiation. Just I want to emphasize on the particle. PAPA means plasma and laser package for Aditya. Laboratory in support of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. It's two components. If you look at the solar wind percentage, then equal number of electrons also. So measuring both ions and the electrons. Our colleagues, they mentioned actually the basically it's a plasma. Basically, when we are talking of the corona only, that's the atmosphere of the planetary atmospheres. See, we bless you, suddenly what we are getting the ambient solar. That one actually gives hungry. It gives like in a that is really going to affect our weather. Now our intention is to how the solar wind behaves and what are the different things, like what we call about that physics of that things that we want to understand, because we are getting an ideal point plane, and we will be seeing the events. Like particular PAPA will measure the electrons and direction and angular information. You know these things related to electrons as and we are getting the mass information. Okay. We can derive the plasma moments. To tell about the effect of the space weather. In the L1, in addition to other L5 missions, the plasma missions. Yes. That actually it changed, this plasma studies changed the perspective of the detail. Yes. Thank you.
for that, sir. And now we move on. So, how do you think the studies of heliophysics? Can you tell us something about the
That's in the lakeside and at 90,000. Limitations of looking at the sun from the ground. So this was very, very important. Originally, more than 10 years back, and then Professor U.R. Rao, why are you taking baby steps? We should go to much longer. The entire country, all highly motivated. There are multiple. So eventually now we have a class mission. And as you heard from
performance
so
will
that's
be
very
updated.
important. The ground-based observations are also of the ground-based telescope. Very, very important. And since you know how Aditya in the overall point from primarily from NASA, a fantastic achievement with the full observatory class window altogether. So I think, and we are all looking forward. Ground-based facility, we have already a project from the ground. I think this is of Aditya L-1.
And now we move on to Dr. Vipin. So you're in charge of the magnetometer to Aditya program.
What we are going to measure with magnetic field, that is coming all the. So typically these values 5 to 10 nanotesla, but such as the coronal mass ejection. Now these events are crucial to monitor the near Earth space on Earth. If you remember, Quebec power lines were snapped few. These measurements will be crucial.
Sorry. So now we move on to the importance of solar flares and how does Aditya L-1
Good afternoon, viewers. As of this mission and the instrument solar flares are the energetic and order of 10 to 27 arcs. Solar flares, wide activity in the sun. Instruments built by URO Satellite Center. Solar flares from 1 kV to the sun is only 6,000 degree Kelvin. Temperature of the sun is million degree Kelvin. So I think these two instruments, along with the other, this $1 million.
sir, and now I like Bharat Watch. So space by other nations. So what from these satellites?
ISRO will be the third space agency. It is multi-wavelength, and it measures particles. So you don't have such kind of satellite and currently. To measure remotely going to measure particles ranging from V's, which is essential. Enemies are happening, or the sun out from the sun range to several MeVs, and in what direction the plasma is coming towards Earth, and therefore there is available from the aspects payload because Swiss and STEP essentially bands, and therefore will DIRs and all the processes which is coronal mass ejections. Thank you.
Dr. Sankar Subramaniam. Capitalize on ISRO's space capabilities. Missions like Astrostat.
Yeah, so now send a planetary medium capability for small satellite missions, CubeSat as well as the small satellite. This community could utilize it because we can launch many more physics community here to be developed for a bigger mission. If we capitalize on these small, it will enhances the country to the next level. Energized as the technology improves. When I started my career in photospheric magnetic field, now we are in magnetic field with Aditya L-1, which was we move on, and as the technology would be able to generate much more to do much more science, what to capitalize on ISRO's capability as well as the small scale for developing new technologies.
And Dipankar Banerjee, what through this launch to energize the science.
We are proud to be Indian now. After just not the students, it's the entire now travel towards sun. It has to be the community driven. It is, we have been engaged with this mission, understand what is expected. But the younger generation, they need. So for that reason, we also have, and we are going around through these workshops and training programs to other, or utilize this data, because the data is, we have more users, utilize the data, scientific data. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think it is very important and colleges, because should be told about this kind of activity. The launch has galvanized the whole nation technology within the country, and there with the Chandrayaan 3 mission, that is the Aditya L-1 mission, is going to give us a lot of new information for the country. Thank you very much.
in this discussion, and
and I thank all the panelists is about to do.
इसरो के तथा अन्य संस्था हमारे बहुत महत्वपूर्ण सवालों के चरण के बर्न 1 को कंफर्म किया गया है यान में होने वाले त्वरण के और इससे पता लगाया जाता है या नहीं, और इसकी पुष्टि अभी भी यान हमारे ट्रैकिंग रेंज से बाहर है और अब हम स्क्रीन मत दिखाया जा रहा है। यहाँ पर इसकी पुष्टि C-57 रॉकेट की यात्रा प्रथम, द्वितीय तथा तृतीय चरण ने यान से पृथक कर दिया गया था। शिप बॉर्न टर्मिनल से हमारे
and FPD are updated based
अब हमारे ग्राफ को दिखाया जा रहा है। यह वास्तविक डेटा है जो अब हम देख
Well, PSL Space Center, SHARS, the first, second, and perform normally with no visibility range for the shipborne terminal in Pacific Ocean. 51 minutes into the flight.
अब कुछ ही क्षणों में
6 minutes or so, the ground trace for interpolation.
अभी अभी रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर ने का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका। यह वास्तविक समय पे हैं क्रूज स्टेशन।
Range operations director burn commencement for the P injection.
जी हाँ, अभी भी लगभग अंतरिक्ष यान आदित्य जब अंतरिक्ष हमारी दृष्टि से दूर टेलीमेट्री स्टोरेज पर सेव किए जाते हैं तब इन आंकड़ों का प्रसारण होता है। इस दौरान किन गतिविधियों से गुजरा।
performing normally is expected to last for 4
चतुर्थ चरण है PSLV, इसमें 2.5 14.6 किलो न्यूटन का जाएगा। व्यक्ति यहाँ उपलब्ध
5 minutes 30 seconds past PS4 stage.
Stage for
Intended trajectory, the prediction. Few seconds ability phase before
जी अभी बर्न चालू है PS4 स्टेज का और सेकंड जलकर यह शांत और हमेशा हमेशा से एक असल में यह गर्म आग का गोला प्राप्त करता है। और मंडल को एक परिवार के पृथ्वी से सूर्य की दूरी लगभग एक ऊर्जा स्रोत है और इस जीव स्रोत
loss
है।
of signal for shipborne crew. The telemetry signal break.
फिर से अंतर्दृष्टि हो चुकी। अगला ट्रैकिंग स्टेशन आंकड़े उपलब्ध होंगे कुछ ही समय में।
traveled directly to to position the spacecraft in a halo. To be made to perform maneuvers in adjustments will be made after payloads and the orbital parameter burn to exit Earth's sphere of after exit from the spacecraft will orbit along L-1. Time from launch to L-1 L-1.
आदित्य L1 के मुख्य उद्देश्य आदित्य L1 मिशन का मुख्य उद्देश्य पहलुओं में महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियां उपलब्ध अंतरिक्ष मौसम के असर हैं जिनकी मदद से आदित्य L1 के बाहरी परत के निरीक्षण कर सकेगा। विशेष सूर्य के ऊपरी परत जिसे हम कोरोना और कोरोनल तापमान की भौतिकी कोरोनल अध्ययन सूर्य के
+1 hour.
में आरओडी ने घोषणा की। अब चतुर्थ चरण कर दिया गया है और वह बंद हो चुका है और इसकी भी पुष्टि हो चुकी है, जा चुकी हैं।
Of the satellite, as we its director, that the thrust cutoff V has been achieved. And are into the flight. Anticipated event next. Spacecraft.
भारत कक्षा की ओर है। यान से शियान आदित्य L1 का अभी बाकी है।
For Aditya L1, ISRO has software to obtain pass by mathematical computation to calculate as orbit determination. With the correct orbital parameters at
Handing over to mission director.
of Aditya L1 separation.
जहाँ
Intermediate orbit PSLV
आदित्य L इसके निर्धारित कक्षा में स्थापित, इसके बाद वह अपने आगे की पॉइंट के लिए
Chairman ISRO, Secretary Department of
सभी बधाइयां इस मिशन की सफलता के लिए। अध्यक्ष
The Aditya L-1 space of 235 by 19 for such a of Aditya L-1 to put it in. Now the Aditya L-1 will take it from Earth maneuvers. It will point very all the very best to Aditya Space for its long journey and being put. So with me, the mission executive, Mr. Biju, the mission director of the satellite project. For science, technology and space. I request him to speak a few words.
Watch this with indeed a sun. Modi ji for making by opening up new vistas. The courage and the conviction to discover the mysteries of universe. And thanks also for making space fraternity. Indian scientists had been working for redeeming the and successful Chandrayaan-3 landing, successful launch of Aditya L-1, and a whole of nation work culture, while credited in executing this, institutes across the country in small measure or big. The Indian Institute of Aerospace Laboratories, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai. But that, having said that, this day, the 2nd of September, is a day of reckoning. And Mother India will and collective effort for our children to reach of pride on the world pedestal. Once again, Chairman Somanath and the entire countrymen.
It's a dream come true, and I'm extremely happy injected in the intended PSLV as always. L1 solar panels are deployed. Aditya L1 has started its one L1. We have orbit and followed by a halo orbit in the sun. Once the Aditya is commissioned, heliophysicists of the country, scientific fraternity, and Chairman ISRO, Director URSC and all the standard guidance for making this mission possible. And all the project executives, especially the teams from the relentless effort in building who have been guiding all, and I thank and the entire URSC team contribution and to be part of this mission. I would like to remember within session and further science.
Sri.
Good afternoon to all of you for achieving this wonderful injected Aditya in its intermediate orbit. 59th mission as success, injecting Aditya L-1 in its intermediate orbit. Dedicated effort of all of you. In the orbital requirements, we have proof that you are having now. I take this opportunity to thank all my review forums and our industry partners for PSLV and all our family members to venture into new missions. I take this opportunity to thank Sri M.J. Lal as well as Dam campaign. I wish our excellent time ahead.
Following the Chandrayaan 3, that the lander and the rover is with the scientific instruments doing 100 meters from the and we are going to start both of them sleep in the coming 1 or 2 the night. So until we see infrastructure and capability for science and technology for this nation, and thank you so much again, and wish you all the best for me.
स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं, यह है इस बात होती है और यह मिडिल सेगमेंट इसके ऊपर संयोजित हेड एंड सेगमेंट और इस तरह तैयार होता है कोर बूस्टर S139 जो इसे प्रज्वलित करता है। तो इसमें है उदक भरे जाते हैं, यह सब यह SITVC टैंक इंटर स्टेज आप देख रहे हैं, जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है।
and the subsystem preparation facility, the first stage of the rocket.
Roger.
Respective
Roger.
to be moved to the vehicle.
इनका जहां पर पूरे है.
These are the visuals. This is the Aditya and ensconced into a protected controlled, and the temperature is controlled. The clean room provision to valves are closed. Now the
की तरह तैयार और कुछ अंतिम जांच जारी है प्रमोशन से
control center at Satish Sriharikota.
3 minutes and counting.
The second of time from the second launch.
Switch over to channel 2 at T
The
minus
PSL mission will carry Aditya L-1 space. The mission intends to place 35 by 19,000. 19.2 degrees. 3,799. Sudarshan, you can watch the live telecast.
बाईस मिनट की दूरी पर हैं. पहला अंतरिक्ष आधारित भारतीय मिशन है. यह लैग्रेंज पॉइंट पृथ्वी से लगभग इस तरह L1 पर रखे गए उपग्रह से बाहरी परत, जिसे हम कोरोना के नाम से जानते हैं, इसमें 7 निदभार लगे. भार सीधे सूर्य की गतिकी का अध्ययन L1 बिंदु पर कणों और क्षेत्रों का. इस तरह आदित्य L1 उपग्रह के फ्लेयर गतिविधियों मौसम की गतिशीलता को समझने के लिए प्रदान करेंगे. L1 कर्टेन रेजर.
and how it impacts the halosphere. The sun. The sun's temperature extremely high values of 1 line coronagraph. V solar corona and the dynamics ultraviolet imaging telescope scans the solar disk in near ultra situations in solar irradiance. solar wind particle experiment. Papa payloads investigate ions as well as their the solar low energy axis and the high energy applies X-ray flares from the magnetic the interplanetary magnetic is equipped to take in situ measurements and is dedicated to
18 minutes and counting.
from a vantage point that provides all payloads are designed like as II and PRL with will once again demonstrate exploration.
Minutes 23 seconds from the countdown for PSLV C-57 countdown. Critical activities have the spacecraft. The propellant packages, the bottles storing the gas operations have been charged to
Control
the
to
onboard
LCC2
batteries
and
have now in a little while we'll go to initiation for which the in the
ready for PSLV C-57. Director Roger. TTC Director confirms readiness of 47 Aditya L-1 mission.
उपग्रह निदेशक,
TC
रेंज निदेशक तथा यान निदेशक इसके पश्चात
minutes and
सभी
counting.
आंकड़े संतोष
Readiness review and launch authorization. Launch of PSLV C-57. All operations in the countdown have been completed satisfactorily. Clearance obtained from launch vehicle, extract network stations, and prevail. Mission Director hereby authorizes to sequence for the launch of PSLV 1 mission at 11:50.
अभी आपने देखा इसमें जीजू ने इस मिशन का
Hereby authorizes to initiate PSLV C-57 Aditya. PSLV C-57 Aditya.
sequence, the initiation, and hereafter a very for the launch vehicle systems will be carried out. Control wheels.
ALS रॉकेट स्वचालित होकर सर्वप्रथम सेकंड्स पर आरसीटी का प्रज्वलन कोर बूस्टर S139 का, लेकिन इस दौरान जांच जारी रखे हुए है.
Production chain actuation in progress.
Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh. is the 91st launch mission of workhorse PSLV. PSLV's XL version with motor is being used for the fifth time PSLV XL. So far in the year, SSLV's maiden successful mission, PSLV carrying the first among the second, one commercial mission of
System actuation in progress.
इसको पृथ्वी से 200 मीटर की निम्न भूकक्षा में उन्नत किया जाएगा। इस कक्षा में 346.6 के पश्चात उचित समय अंतरिक्ष यान को इसको फायर कर कक्षांतरण किया जाएगा। यान को पृथ्वी की प्रभावी समुचित गति प्राप्त की जाएगी। छोड़कर सूर्य की कक्षा में प्रवेश दिनों का समय लगेगा। प्रतिपादन करेगा। अब हम उड़ान
In progress.
Let me PSLV C-57 Aditya. This mission is among the long. It is going to last for the lift core S-139 solid, while the rocket is at the two airlift strap-ons of 70 seconds and the ground lift from the ongoing launch vehicle to the flight, respectively. Thrust till 110 seconds. Since the second stage of additional means of thrust generation is provided for this purpose, ignite operation and continue to commences its operation 200 4 seconds into the flight. The payload as the launch vehicle attains 100 atmosphere is no this regime of the second stage, which lasts 262 at an altitude of 130. Velocity is 4.9 km. Third stage PS3 ignites about a time. It adds 12 kilometers to the velocity tremendously from to 7.3 kilometers per second. PS3 burnout, during which but the rocket continues to be steered. Seconds into the flight, the PS3 together with the Aditya L-1 long time there. Data of the flight of around 1600 seconds takes place in no visibility zone by a shipborne terminal after the completion of second burn of P for the separation of Aditya L1 8.7 kilometers,
T minus 7.
8.9 kilometers per second, in orbit of 235 by injection event of Aditya L1 at Koru. Aditya L1 will undergo a Earth's sphere of influence. Lagrange's point L1 journey spanning over 4 months in a halo orbit around L1. As space-based solar
Battery power.
जारी है
T
सभी
minus
जान यहाँ उपस्थित आप देखिए व्यूअर्स गैलरी पे लॉन्च व्यू गैलरी इनका रोमांच देखते इतनी टेम्परेचर है वायु गति इन सब के बावजूद यहाँ उपस्थित एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोलर प्राप्त की जा चुकी है विभिन्न उच्च दिया गया है
Space Center has its own meteorological weather at the launch base. Today is going to be dry and hot, remain clear. It will be benign and upper winds also are C-57 Aditya L1 mission. Minutes 23 seconds.
अपने कंसोल पर आंकड़े तंत्र सामान्य निष्पादन अब हम 4 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं उड़ान से
Minutes and counting.
कर लिए जाते हैं लेकिन यह मिशन PSLV के चतुर्थ चरण यानी PS कुलित कर यह उद्देश्य का मतलब PS4 कुलित किया जाएगा फिर 30 सेकंड फिर करीब 1600 सेकंड तत्पश्चात फिर से 472 सेकंड और फिर शांत हो जाएगा आदित्य में अंतक्षेपित किया जाएगा इस तरह पूरे मिशन में लगभग ट्रैकिंग के संदर्भ में भी काफी शॉर पोर्ट ब्लेयर ब्रूने और समय पे यान की जानकारी उपलब्ध कराते लेकिन चतुर्थ चरण के प्रज्वलन की दृष्टि से दूर जा चुका होगा यशोबोन टर्मिनल को दक्षिणी पैसिफिक वह हमें PS4 जानकारी उपलब्ध कराएगा इसके बाद के अंतक्षेपण की पुष्टि की जाएगी।
Minutes and counting.
अब हम उड़ान से एक यह PSLV SPSLV है इसरो के वर्क संपन्न किया है जिसमें चंद्रयान उल्लेखनीय है। यह प्रमोशन 7वां मिशन होगा। इस प्रमोशन से शुरुआत कर LVM-3 के एक और PS है। यह PSLV तीसरा मिशन है।
All stations stand by for the minute and counting. Minus 55 seconds. Minus 50 seconds.
Sound.
चालीस सेकंड पर
Minus 40.
CP open.
Seconds. Minus 25 seconds. Minus 20.
PS on ignition ആരംഭിക്കാം.
9, 8, 5, 4, 1, 0.
Off normal. P1 tracking.
7 with Aditya L-1 on board.
PSLV-C 57 का सफल अंतरिक्ष यान निकल चुका है करने।
Fourth, following nominal trajectory. The the vibrations that we can feel here.
Separated.
गया है।
We are 100 seconds and air-lid strap-ons have been separated. S139 motor still.
S139.
First stage has been separated. Operation and the closed loop. According to the PS2 is developing.
PS2 41 टन के
stations presently acquiring signals. Flight path closely matching the prediction.
लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत है। 106 किलोमीटर 3 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड।
Kilometers per second to 4.
Separated.
The payload fairing craft has been.
जी हाँ, वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है, इसलिए पृथक कर दिया जाता है। यान पूरी तरह सामान्य प्रदर्शन रहा है। यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है, उसके प्रज्वलन और तृतीय चरण हो चुका है।
We are close to 5 minutes. PSLV is operational.
Minutes.
होता है और इसका प्रज्वलन काल इनका होगा। इस दौरान यह वर्तमान में यान की ऊंचाई 100 जैसा कि विश्वसनीय रॉकेट रहा है, प्रदर्शन करता हुआ एक और मिशन
For the present mission, after duration, a coast will follow, in which the
completed.
प्रज्वलन काल समाप्त, कोस्टिंग फेज इसके बाद जारी।
Vehicle in combined hosting.
PS4
Performance normal.
of 346 commercial for this mission. This orbital parameter is the angle that is made by the perigee equatorial plane. To achieve halo orbit around nature.
वर्तमान में PS3 PS ऊंचाई 170 किलोमीटर 32 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड है।
Vehicle performance.
Speaking a few words, Vedas have said, Yesha Bhagavan Khechara Chakrasya Deepako Jagat. This guy who generates, operates, while the energy of sun after is available for the sustenance in sun and the solar flare spacecraft and human space mission. Vantage point for such observations is of the third stage
plus 10.
यहाँ तृतीय चरण को सफलतापूर्वक अब PS4 को दौरान कोई भी प्रणोद उत्पन्न से आगे बढ़ता हुआ
627 seconds or another 600 more seconds of data from the BIAX
कोस्टिंग फेज लगभग 9 पॉइंट का नाम एक इटालियन के सम्मान में रखा गया था। अपनी तक L-1 पॉइंट पोलर एंड हेलियोस और विश्व प्रसिद्ध जेम्स वेब स्थापित किया गया है। सूर्य की दिशा में दूरी लगभग यूनिट में 0.01 पृथ्वी से सूरज की दूरी का केवल
observing sun is a place visibility exists to the sun exists with the earth. Disturbances in near earth space is danger to the communications. Magnetic phenomena on the sun are replicated in labs. The up close. The distance between 150 million kilometers. Temperature can reach as high as Celsius. Power source relatively cool and has a temperature 500 degrees Celsius. Aft is planned to be placed in a halo
vehicle performance normal
1.5 million kilometers of the distance to sun. Periodic three-dimensional orbit near the in the three-body problem of the object the gravity of Earth and Sun. Have been placed in space to observe the application for solar explorers such as for an unobstructed view of the sun. At L-1 the solar heliospheric observation which has been at L-1 since 19
जहां अगर कोई चीज पहुंचती है क्योंकि लैग्रांज पॉइंट पर दो बड़े बराबर हो जाता है कि जो कि पिंड को दोनों ऐसे 5 लैग्रांजियन पॉइंट के बीच इन पॉइंट्स में उस स्थान पर अंतरिक्ष प्रयोग में रखा जा सकता है। आदित्य, के कुछ फायदे होते हैं इस बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो यह ऐसा पॉइंट है जहां से सूर्य लगभग स्थिर रहेगा और उपग्रह का कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है। ऊंचाई 280 किलोमीटर 18 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड है। अब यह उचित अभिवृद्धि प्रज्वलित किया जाएगा।
Layer of the sun. Payloads is visible emission LC, which is a prime payload chronograph with a multi-slit Indian Institute of Astrophysics, URAO Satellite Center Unit, and Space Applications. Second payload is solar low energy designed to measure to study solar flare developed by URAO Satellite. Solar ultraviolet emit, which is a UV ultraviolet wavelength range by Inter-University Center for Physics, Pune. The fourth payload is high energy spectrometer or Helios. Spectrometer designed to study solar rays. The fifth is the one which is meant for or otherwise called analysis of spectrometers to measure high energy ions. This sixth payload is plasma analyzer, in short PAPA, to composition and perform mass analysis Sarabhai Space Center or MAG, developed by LEOS, interplanetary magnetic field in space.
जी हाँ, आदित्य बारे में जानते हुए इसमें सुदूर संवेदन नेतभार के लिए VELC प्रतिबिंबन और वर्णक्रम मापन के लिए अल्ट्रावायलेट इमेजिंग टेलीस्कोप प्रतिबिंबन यह सोलर लो एरे जो कि सॉफ्ट एक्सरे वर्ण इसकी अभिकल्पना सोलर यथास्थिति निर्धार में एक्सपेरिमेंट। इसका उद्देश्य है सौर पवन में भारी आयंस। अगला है प्लाज्मा एनालाइजर। यह भी सौर पवन में इलेक्ट्रॉन और भारी
Right, we'll raise the hands, okay? Guys on the left. Full response, full response, full job. Right.
के संदर्भ में भी काफी जड़ी
Vehicle performance normal.
सभी तंत्र समान अपनी उद्देश्य कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहा है। आदित्य L1 के नेतभार इसरो विजिबल एमिशन लाइन क्रोनोग्राफ बेंगलुरु द्वारा तैयार किया गया है। टेलीस्कोप सूट इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी पुणे द्वारा निर्मित है और सैटेलाइट सेंटर बेंगलुरु द्वारा और PAPA स्पेस फिजिक्स लैबोरेटरी किया गया है। यह कोस्ट फेज से जुड़ी चर्चा में जहां वरिष्ठ कर देंगे और फिर इस चर्चा के में
As we are in the with the key personnel connected more on the payloads and the
Welcome viewers. Chandrayaan 3 moon launch. It has to back are like feathers on our country's. Celestial bodies are very important global religions. The sun is
From left to right, we'll okay. I want good, full response. Full on the left. Center. Again, center, left.
के संदर्भ में भी
Downtown
स्थित ग्राउंड स्टेशन
following nominal trajectory and the bright fumes are rocket launches that we
My name is Atharva Kandare and I awesome. It feels like it's a like unforgettable moment. It was my first experience. I still have goosebumps. This is going to be marvelous.
It is a really great experience for me. This crowd and the cheering and all Real experience for all of us. It's amazing. Ground was taking when the rocket was lifted. Yeah, it is really. Say Roscosmos and everything. The next Gaganyaan mission. So we are really. Bharat Mata ki! I'm feeling very. This is my first time experience in 5 days to witness the launch. And when the liftoff takes from here, I can't forget the moment where very crazy, wonderful moment.
It's angry. How?
Thank you. And multi-directional. Because it works in X-rays, multi-instrument because there are 7 experiments, because it looks not only. Now when the sun flares, that means electromagnetic in 8 minutes. The Earth. What we are looking is to see solar flares as well as coronal. Look at not only in the sun directions, for example, perpendicular to Earth directions. Earth, it is able to of the plasma and the
So much, sir. So now we'll move on. So the science behind this impact of this on the Earth.
On this show, to the director of Indian Institute of Astrophysics. One of the major payloads on emission line coronagraph, because it is seeing the emission line. So what does it detect? Elements, because the corona is in the terms of it's not a sun, but it's already hot. So we are tracking this line. What it takes the matter away. Challenging about it is 1,000,000 times. So you have to not. Very difficult to make, challenge orbit. Now what we plan, its dynamics through this emission by simple physics called Doppler. And eventually how that matter will come to. So it's overall this instrument. Other PI will also be explaining about it. A lot of information regarding not only.
Thank you very much. And now we'll move. Dr. Gurgesh Tripati, for the payload suit. Telescopes like Hubble or James Webb.
My voice is going to mumble by launch, and one of the payload is gone there. So James Webb telescope and the Hubble telescope, objects, galaxies, star formation. Whereas when we talk about the sun, and it's also on Earth line at the L-1 point, whereas the other side of the Earth, which is as Professor Anil Bharadwaj. These are multi-night, and they will be observing all across the spectrum in particular looking at the ultraviolet radiation, if that matters to you. What we want to look at that how in general, by looking at the observations at various actually this radiation is coming the Earth's atmosphere, and for example, and also these they are creating and how much effect it.
Thank you very much, sir. And now, Satish Thampi, you are on the moon are analyzed in the sun, and what is the impact?
Thank you. Opportunity to come into this role. Actually about the sun. Today we are going to our own star, that is the sun. Viewers, that actually the sun system. If you look into the mass of the solar system is occupied by sun. Heliosphere, actually with this all our planets we have been studying in decades, maybe in centuries, are lacking actually a comprehensive approach because forms. The first one is the radiation. But the plasma, basically we are this plasma as well as the magnetic field. If we study all this radiation, comprehensive understanding of the sun. Now, observatory from the Indian soil, and of course I am thankful to ISRO and all. Look at the solar wind. Basically, it particles roughly around 4 to 5%. Our PAPA is a comprehensive package measuring both. Now these electrons, like already our like coronal mass ejection, that's a huge. Nothing but it's the extension of the corona only. Particles actually, they only actually the model. See, we when then what we are getting the ambient solar wind. It gives what phenomenon which happens. PAPA will measure the electrons and ions. This information. So if we know these things, on the mass, but for the ions we are getting the information. Actually, what we can do is we can derive and that will definitely go into
Thank you so much for that, sir. Thank you so much for that, sir. Pankar Banerjee. At Nainital, how do you think this supplement Aditya L-1 observatories in India?
Addition of looking at the sun from the observatory, we have been observing the sun. Solar observatory at Udaipur in the lake, looking at the sun. But there are limitations of we see the lower atmosphere of the sun. So fantastic opportunity, originally at a small satellite program, up with this idea, why are you think big, we should go to, and then this opportunity came in. Institution got very much highly motivated, then proposed. So even one observatory class mission, that it is a multi-wavelength observatory, shorter wavelength coverage from the space. So a combination of the space-based platform is very, very important. The question about the, how Aditya in the international scenario, we only have around Lagrangian 1 point. So I think again this is a if you could reach L1,